In this video, we're going to show you how to create a subtotal of the total salary within each country, and then we're going to make a pie chart out of it. So to do that, you've got all this data. The first thing you have to do is you have to get this sorted by country. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the entire table. And the way I did that using a nifty function is I went to cell A1, I held down the shift key, I tapped the end key, and then I hit the far right arrow, and that selected the top row. And then with the shift key still depressed, I tapped on the end key again, and then I tapped the down arrow, and that selects everything, even though I've got 1,000 rows. That way I didn't have to scroll. So then what I do was I go to data, sort, make sure my data has headers as selected, and sort by country, A to Z. And you can see it's all sorted by country now. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to data, and I'm going to go to subtotal, and I'm going to say at each change in country, use the sum function on the annual salary column. Click on OK. And if I then go to the 2 button at the far left here, you can see that it's given me the total annual salaries for Brazil, China, and the United States. So what I want to do is I want to make a pie chart that shows the percentage of the grand total. And I'm going to I just expanded column J. So the grand total is 113 million. 113.2 million roughly. I want to know what percent Brazil, China, and the United States represents of that total, and I want that to appear along with the total annual salaries for each country on a pie chart. Now the problem is I have run into problems doing charts based on subtotals. So what I recommend you do is you highlight the section of the table that has the data you want, and then what you do is you go to Home and go to Find and Select, and then go to Special. Okay, so I'm going to click on Go to Special, and then I'm going to go Visible Cells Only, because if I copy this somewhere where I can manipulate it, it will copy all of the data that made up these totals, and I just want the visible cells only. So with those visible cells only highlighted, I right click and I go Copy. Then I can go anywhere in the spreadsheet and then paste all that. And you can see that the annual salary is too big for the G column, so I'm just going to make it bigger. Okay, so the way that the pie chart likes the data is the labels on the leftmost column and the numbers on the right. So I'm going to take this annual salary column and I'm going to go Copy, and I'm going to paste it. With that, I'm going to then highlight the whole table, and I'm going to go Insert, and I'm going to go Pie Chart, and I'm going to go with the 2D pie chart. I could go to 2D or 3D. I'm going to go with 2D. Keep it simple. Okay, now that I have that there, the next thing I want to do is, okay, now one thing I don't like about this is that I selected grand total row. I shouldn't have done that. So I'm going to cut that. I right click on the border, go Cut, and I'm going to go down here to just United States. I'm not going to do grand total. And then I click on Insert, I click on 2D pie chart, and now I can see I've got Brazil, China, United States. The next thing I want to do is I want to get the total annual salary and the percent that this represents of the total on the pie chart. So I just click in the middle of the pie chart so that you get these dotted points on each slice. And then I right click on the table, on the pie chart, and go Add Data Labels. And you see how that put the dollar value for each country on the pie chart. The next thing I want to do is I want to right click on this again, and I'm going to go to Format Data Labels, and up comes this menu system to the right. I'm going to click on Percentage. See how it put the percentage that each of these slices represents of the grand total? Now the only thing I don't like is that I might want to get all of these values right on the pie chart. So I'm going to move this pie chart over a bit. I'm going to make it bigger so that all the values appear on the actual slice, to which it belongs. The other thing I want to do is I want to go to text options, go to text fill, and I want to change the color to white because it stands out better on the pie chart. Okay? Now, one thing that sometimes happens is you lose your legend at the bottom. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to try this again. I'm going to go here. I just redo it when that happens. Insert, pie chart, 2D pie chart. Click on the middle, right click, add data labels, right click again, format data labels, get the percentage on there, make it a little bigger, there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on that and go to text options, and if this doesn't work then we're just not gonna, okay, it worked. Okay, so now we've got them all there. Now I would go annual salary, total annual salaries by country, and then I have my pie chart created from a subtotal.